In the first video, we taught you how to generate a proven idea for your first app. If you somehow missed it, find it and watch it to be on the same page with us. In this course, Gabriel Machuret, the leading expert in App Store optimization, will teach you how to create your own app empire, dominate the market and generate revenues without any cost or budget. Based on the idea you generated in our previous video, you are going to do a market research and find content for your app that you will create using any Appsgeyser free templates. Okay, go Gabriel!
Hey guys, welcome to another video, and in this video we're going to be following up the idea of coming up with an idea for an app, and we actually find a cool idea about nodes. I have no idea anything to do with nodes, but it seems people don't have an idea about nodes and they need some help. So in this case what I did is I actually went and opened a few nodes, links, and this is the original one. This is Nodes 3D. This is in Google Play. Seems like a very popular app, and we see there's more apps out there like that. They're actually showing exactly how to build the nodes, and in this case we see that there are hundreds of thousands nodes out there, and we need to understand a little bit how many nodes these people have actually built. So the first thing to understand is just because we're looking at a lot of nodes here, it doesn't mean that we're going to, it's going to be easy to build these, and it doesn't mean that we're going to be making money from these. But the main point is that we already understand there's a market for these, and in this case we see there's 100,000. But keep in mind that in many cases these apps have been here for a year and they have done their proper marketing and the proper research. So this is very important. Now, in this case, we have Nodes Guide, and we have another one. This is a bit more basic one, but still has some, decent downloads, 100,000. But again, has 2.2, versions. So this version here that we see, it tells me that they have been uploading a few different versions, and they have improving, literally, the way the app works. So in this case, there's 20 new nodes added in version 1.5. We see it here, and we see how things are working. 92 nodes, 10 categories, so it's pretty interesting. So the cool thing of all these is actually gives you all the nodes that people are looking for. In this case, binding nodes, climbing nodes, decorative nodes, fishing nodes, and this is where we can start coming up with ideas that is going to help us to develop the type of nodes that we want. Now, if I put here nodes, we're going to find that if I put very slowly the word nodes, I'm going to find everything that appears with nodes as an auto-suggest in Google Play. Let me repeat that. Auto-suggest in Google Play is a very important part of this, because it actually gives me some ideas of what type of nodes we want to build. Now, if you want to go for something global, it's going to be mainly nodes. But if you want to go for something a bit more niche, you can go for fishing nodes. So I'm going to put fishing nodes to see what happens, and boom, in this case, we have 1, 2, 3. We have a few of them. As you can see, once I go to the third page, third line, we're starting to see that many of them don't have fishing nodes. So in this case, becoming one of the top fishing nodes is not going to be very difficult. I'm going to click on the first one here and on the second one. And once we say here, in this case, these are the nodes. The app doesn't look awesome, but as you can see, it has 500,000 to 1 million downloads. So that is extremely impressive. Now, as you can see, the marketing is also not amazing in this case, and you can see that has 500,000 to 1 million downloads. So that is very interesting. So I think that maybe going for something like fishing nodes could be an interesting proposition, and that is where we start doing the market research about fishing nodes. Now, the good thing is that we can actually build an app. In this case, we have here Appsgeyser, and we can actually build an app about fishing nodes in very easy ways. One is we can have YouTube videos, so we can actually have a library of YouTube videos to do with fishing nodes. That could be one of them. Or we can actually have something like put media that is going to be, in this case, the YouTube videos, or something to do with photos, or in fact something to do with documents. So that's actually different ways to build this. And in this case, you can actually just review all the different options that we have here. Okay, we're going to go see more. And you can actually have your blog can be a blog that has to do with fishing knots, and then the content is going to be embedded. So there's different ways of doing this. It's going to be very easy for us to build this. It's not very complicated, or you can actually go and literally build it with, plain HTML code, or even just from, offline content like an ebook. Now, keep in mind that the animated ones are going to be the best ones, but we can actually build this as a minimum viable product as fast as possible. A minimum viable product, it means it's actually very easy to build because we already know that fishing knots is actually working. We just have to come up with those fishing knots out there. So this is going to be the first part to start being able to do this in a way that we start to realize that maybe knots was a great topic, but then fishing knots is going to give us a higher chance of ranking, and the competition, although is lower, it doesn't mean the traffic is not out there for being a profitable app. And this is the whole idea. We want to be a profitable app, and we'll talk about that later on, how to come up with at least $10, at least $100, and now we can take this later on to, let's say, something amazing like $1,000. So keep in tune, we're going well, and stay tuned, and check out the next video, because in the next video we tackle a bit deeper about how we can start planning, building these, and obviously launching our app. So I will see you very, very soon.
Now you know how to create the app you want for free. Send me a reply with a template name that you are going to use on Appsgeyser for your future app. Like and share this video with your friends, and stay tuned for the next video tomorrow, where we will tell you how to launch your app on Google Play.